Today I'm going to be talking about big books, and I'm going to be counting down my top 10 most anticipated big books that are currently on my list to read. So number 10, Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I don't know much about this book. I know it's written by Susanna Clarke, who's written a few books. It takes place in England, and it takes place in London, a lot of it. That's about all I know about it, really. I mean, it seems interesting and it's obviously big. So, Jonathan Strange, Mr. Norrell. Don't know much about it, but I'm looking forward to that. The ninth book is Shogun by James Clavell. Shogun is a book I know nothing about as well. I think it's about a crew of men who end up on Japanese shores. And the only reason it's on this list is because I've seen other booktubers rave about it. Other than that, I'm going into it completely in the dark. I don't even own it yet. Just hearing other YouTubers talk about it makes me excited to read it. And so I'm hoping to get to it. And yeah, that's my ninth pick. I know it's riveting so far, the things I have to say, because I don't know anything about those two books. All I know is I want to read them. Number 8. This is like the quintessential chonker. Whenever I think of chonky books, this is the one I think of first of all. War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. Now it's like almost cubical, or it's almost a cube, really. I mean, the edition of this book is 1,600 pages, and that's massive, right? That is supreme chonker. So obviously War and Peace is by Leo Tolstoy, and it's a very famous book. It's known for its length. I just bought it, actually. I just bought this nice copy. I was in the US, because I'm from Canada, and I was in the US, and I've never seen these copies here in Canada. And so I saw this, and it's just a beautiful cover, and I had to pick it up. But hoping to get to that at some point, probably next year, I'm thinking. I just read Anna Karenina, so I might take a little pause on the Tolstoy for a bit, but nevertheless, I'm looking forward to reading that. Number 7, The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. This is another one of those books that comes to mind right away when I think of big books, and it is quite big. My copy got a little beat up, but that's okay. It still looks pretty nice. And again, another really famous story, one that a lot of booktubers rave about that I haven't read. And I know it's about revenge. Some say it's the greatest revenge story ever told. I know it's about a guy who breaks out of prison, and that's about it. I mean, it's wide in scope. I know there's a movie too. I've never seen it. I am again looking forward to it. Like I've said with the other ones, I don't know much about it, and that's the way I like it. So number 7 is Count of Monte Cristo. Number 6. So this is a more modern book. This is a sci-fi book, and it's Anathem by Neal Stephenson. So this is about a group of mathematicians, scientists, and philosophers. I also don't know too much. I'm a broken record. I don't know too much about these books. I know their names. I know they're recommended by people, and so I buy them. Maybe I put too much trust in people. I buy books without knowing what they're about, but yet I'm excited to read them. I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way. You buy books not really knowing what they're about. Some of them turn out to be your favorites, right? So, yeah, I've never read Neal Stephenson. I'm looking forward to reading some of his work. This is one of them, one of his big... Neal Stephenson writes big novels. He has very few short novels. The only one I can think of is Snow Crash, which is like a medium-sized novel. But that guy writes chonkers for sure. Number 5. I think we're on 5. Yeah. This is a copy I don't have in my hand right now, but I do own it. And that's Gone with the Wind. I don't know much about Gone with the Wind. I know it takes place in the United States. It's kind of a Civil War era novel. Yeah, one of the great American novels. Haven't read it. Of course, it's on this list. I hope to dive into it soon. So number 4, this is another famous Russian novel, and I have read books by this author before, but not this particular one. The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Now, Brothers Karamazov, some say this is the greatest book ever written, and that immediately excites me. It intrigues me. I read Crime and Punishment a couple times. I read it twice, and it was amazing. It was really good. If people are right that this is the greatest book ever written, then it must be better than Crime and Punishment, in which case I'm going to love it. It's going to be amazing. It's longer than Crime and Punishment. I hear it's more difficult than Crime and Punishment, and it follows, obviously, a family. There's the Karamazov brothers. I think there's 3 of them, and then their father. And it kind of just, I think it just follows the lives of those 3 guys, really, the brothers and then the 4th guy, the father. Beyond that, I don't know too much about it, but I am excited to learn more about it. Number 3, another one by this same author, Cryptonomicon by Neal Stephenson. So again, it almost looks like a cube. Not really, but you get my point. It's huge. It's thick, it's chonky, and it looks cool. I mean, look at that cover. This is another historical fiction. I think it has to do with World War II. Yeah, it combines World War II adventure, cryptography, and high-tech finance with treasure hunting. But that's only half of it. That's what USA Today says. So I'm intrigued. I think the name Neal Stephenson is what makes me excited for this book. I don't know. He just seems like an author I'd vibe with. I've heard great things about Cryptonomicon. Some people say it's their favorite book ever. And when people say that, I stop and listen and consider, okay, maybe I should also read that. Okay, number 2. This book, I'm not exactly sure why it's here. With all these books, like, the way I rank these is not some systematic formula that decides which place a book will go. It's more on the vibes I'm feeling right now. Like, do I want to read this now? Like, which one do I want to read first, basically? If I was to go from first to last, which one do I want to read first? Number 2, Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. Now, this is a book, a big book, about a guy who builds a church in medieval England, I'm pretty sure. And why I want to read it first, I have no idea. I mean, the premise doesn't sound that interesting, but it's the reviews of people talking about this book that makes me excited to read it, not necessarily the premise. Even though I feel like any premise can be good if it's executed properly, and from what I've heard, this book is amazing. So Ken Follett must have executed it properly, because otherwise, a guy building a church over the course of 900 pages, not that interesting, to be honest. Regardless, I'm looking forward to it, and this is one that is going to be on my radar really soon. And finally, number 1. This is the chonky book that I am most excited to read in the near future. The Stand by Stephen King. My beat up copy here, which has not been beat up by me. It was beat up by someone else, and I bought this at the secondhand store. The Stand, I mean, it's about a worldwide pandemic, I'm pretty sure, and it's kind of apocalyptic type stuff. It just sounds awesome. I mean, like I said, the vibe put this at number 1. No real reason to put it there other than I want to read it more than the other ones. Again, it's because people, first of all, I just read Needful Things, so if you want to see my review, you can watch that in the last video. And that's also by Stephen King, and that book was amazing. I mean, that book was really good. So Needful Things, if this is anything like Needful Things, this book's going to be amazing. But I have a strong feeling, judging from other people's reviews and the fact that Needful Things kind of flies under the radar, whereas this book is constantly cited as one of Stephen King's best, that this book is going to be one of my favorites of all time. I'm very excited to read it, and I trust a lot of the reviewers who are talking about how good it is. I mean, I'm going to be reading this pretty soon, I think. I think I'm going to be maybe within the next few months. I'm currently reading a fantasy series right now that I've got 3 books to go on. So maybe I'll read The Stand after. I haven't decided yet, but for sure I'm gonna read it soon in the near future. But that's my list. That's the chonkiness that I'm looking forward to read. You know, that's like years worth of reading. I feel like I don't know. It's gonna be a lot to read. That's 10 books, and I don't know how many pages. Oh gosh, like um, lots of words, lots of reading, and lots of fun. So yeah, that's enough chunkiness for one video. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will catch you next time.